is okay. Okay, it's looking okay. Let us do this. There we go. Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, so I think everything should be okay. Everything should be cool. I'm just kind of making sure that everything is okay. All the settings are cool. Um, the sound is there. Let me just make sure that there is sound. Let's just do that 1 second. Make sure that sound is there, just so that we're 100% cool. Aight. I can see that there's some sound there. I see you guys in the building. I see you guys in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're back at it again, guys. I see there Lewis in the building saying, yo, what's good there, Lewis? Are you shocked? I see Hunter QA saying, hi, Desmond Sibia saying, sup, champ. What's good there, Mr. Desmond? Nice to have you there. Nice to have you. Fourth one here. Fourth one here. Nice to have you there. I see Hunter QA. Will we enter signals or not? So it's a live session. Obviously, there is a topic to the live session, so we're not going to be doing signals. It's kind of got nothing to do with charts themselves. We're not going to be looking at any charts. We're kind of just going to be having a discussion as traders. Obviously, as a trader that maybe knows something to a trader that maybe doesn't know what this trader knows. That's what our conversation is about, guys. I think I am feeling a bit cold, so let me just put on a jersey, just so that I'm not shivering while we're busy doing the things to be done. Okay, cool. So let me just put this on 1 second, and we are done. Okay, cool. I see your video is not mentioned. Okay, cool. So, guys, in today's session, we're basically just going to be talking about some tools, just basically understanding what we kind of just look at as traders. So, from aside from the environment, like last week we spoke about the trading environment, we spoke about who the market participants are, what are their agendas, because we said that there are some people called market makers that have agendas and stuff like that. But nonetheless, we've basically just spoken about that. And today's session, we're going to be going into, like, just I guess some of the tools that are involved, what we look at, how we use those tools, what's the relevance of news, what's the relevance of our time frames, what's the relevance of us using TradingView. Regardless, any tools that we're going to be talking about, we're going to speak about them today, or any tools that we use here at the Chasers. That's kind of what we're going to be sharing with you guys. So, like as always, we will keep following up in the chats, just so that I make sure I don't miss anything that's in the chats. That does happen in the chats. But nonetheless, for us to start off with, guys, we're going to speak about the basic tools that we use and why we use those tools. So we'll start off with, obviously, we know that our general process of how we trade, we start off by first analyzing the market. After we done analysis, then we probably will go into our forecast. After we forecast, we'll probably enter our position, we'll then manage our position, we'll then exit our position, and to cap everything off, we obviously know that we've included some risk management as well. So now we're going to go through some of the tools that we use here in the Chasers to obviously help us with, for example, the process of analysis, the process of forecasting, process of entries, the process of trade management, and as well as the process of exits and risk management as well. So, without further ado, I see the great topic for today from Desmond. I see Tato saying, in the building, learning never stops with the Chasers. You already know that, Tato. Nice to have you there in the building. So you guys can see your own comments, your own chats there. I make sure that you guys can see it, just so that you know when I'm reading the comments, and if you guys can't see it, then you guys can see exactly what I'm referring to. So I see big brains. But anyway, guys, so we're gonna speak about basically our process of analysis. Now, to get into the first tool that we use, we obviously use something so generic called TradingView. Now, TradingView is basically just a platform that allows you to view live market data. So basically, what you want to do is you want to have some type of a platform that allows you to see what the current market data is, because obviously you guys as traders are going to be making decisions off the current market data. So you need to have a platform that allows you to see that market data. Now, going into why we use TradingView is simply just because of the user interface. User interface on TradingView is so beautiful, guys. Like, think about when you started trading and when someone told you, download MetaTrader 4, whatever the case is, and then you guys started analyzing on those charts on MT4. Didn't you see how MetaTrader 4 makes trading look like it's so difficult, like it's something else out of this world, like it only requires smart people? So kind of why we chose to use TradingView is just because of, first of all, the user interface, that TradingView makes things look a lot simpler. TradingView also has an integration where, obviously, if you register with TradingView and you register with your email address, then you can do analysis on any device and still have your analysis there. For example, maybe if I'm analyzing on my PC, like I'm going live from my PC right now, if I am analyzing from my PC, what I can do if I don't have my PC with me and I only have my phone, which unfortunately, if you guys can see how cracked this phone is now, it breaks my heart. But nonetheless, if I only have, for example, my phone with me, I still will be able to look at whatever I've analyzed on my PC. I will still be able to see it on my phone and do whatever I need to do. So kind of that integration of having your your charting and your analysis saved on the cloud and not a specific device, that is golden. Because, for example, I'm sure you guys know that if you use MetaTrader 4 to analyze, you can analyze on your phone. But if you have, maybe, for example, your account on your PC, whatever analysis you did on your phone, you will not see it there on your PC. Your phone and your PC, as much as the same account is registered on both of those different devices, nonetheless, your analysis and things that you're doing are not saved on the cloud. So there's a possibility you can analyze on your PC and then only be able to execute on your phone and then forget what your analysis was. So that's kind of why we use TradingView, just because of that cloud feature and as well as the whole user interface. Now, another thing about TradingView is that TradingView does offer a lot of indicators, so much more tools and so much more indicators than your MT4 or your MT5 does give you access to. So another reason basically is that if you maybe trade something exotic or you want to look at maybe the DXY, even for example for charts, TradingView gives you access to so many more charts than your MT4, because remember that the assets that you find on your MT4, like maybe if you're trading currencies or indices or stocks or whatever the case is on your MT4, you will only see the assets that your broker allows you to trade. So for example, if your broker does not allow you guys to trade stocks, like for example maybe Amazon, AMZN, which is obviously the code for Amazon, you won't be able to see that stock on your MT4 because your broker does not provide that chart for you to be able to trade. So what TradingView does is that it gives you access, for example, like us that look at things like the DXY, which is the dollar index for purposes of correlation. You might not find the DXY on your MT4, but you definitely will find your DXY on TradingView. You even will find AXY, which is basically the basket of pairs that control or that move or make up the AUD. You would find GXY, which is the basket for the index for all of the pound pairs. You'll find all of these other things that you won't necessarily find on trading on MT4. So guys, definitely use TradingView. This is not a plug. This is just us telling you guys what we use here, and basically just so that you guys that don't have some direction now have some direction. So moving on from TradingView, obviously we say that TradingView allows us to analyze, TradingView allows us to forecast. Now, what about our processes, for example, like entries and all of those things? How do we enter the market? Now we bring in MT4. So guys, our MT4s, our MT5s for us here at the Chasers are solely for the purposes of execution. So for us to be able to enter our trade, for us to be able to manage our trade, for us to be able to exit our trade, that's why we use MT4. Because obviously there's some brokers that TradingView on the other hand does not accommodate. For example, maybe if you want to trade using TradingView, the platform, yes, you can do that, but they only support brokers like Oanda, maybe I think what other broker do they I don't know. Anyway, but I know that they do obviously accommodate Oanda. So if you do have like a brokerage account with Oanda, you can integrate your live trading account with TradingView. So like obviously like a lot of other brokers like Trade 245, Veracity, maybe Exness, those type of brokers aren't hosted or aren't, well, you can't integrate those on your TradingView. So obviously for those types of things you will need your MT4. So we only use MetaTrader just for the sole purposes of exiting, managing our position, and exiting our position. Now, guys, we're going into kind of this awesome, wonderful tool that we use to calculate risk. Now, I want to actually walk you guys through how we use this tool and how helpful this tool is, because even if you're part of, maybe if you purchased the 3.0 signals and you've bought signals, we give you this calculator there for you to be able to calculate risk. If you're in the Forex Chasers 3.0, we give you this calculator there for you to be able to calculate risk. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you guys exactly that calculator and how to use it, because it is so helpful. And even if you guys are not in the 3.0 or whatever the case is, I'm going to share with you guys the link or what you guys can search to be able to use this calculator, basically for the purposes of managing risk. So let me just go into it and we'll do the things to be done. So let me just stop my face from being here, and then what we will do is go straight over here. And so let me just check that you guys can see my screen. Okay, cool. So you guys can see my current screen right now. So what I will do is I'll actually go into the Forex Chasers 3.0, and we'll come here to our tool section, and you guys can see we've got a Forex calculator there. So anyone that is in the Forex Chasers 3.0 can obviously find this here. So it's basically called Nash Markets. So if you guys are not in the 3.0 or not in the signals, guys, go ahead, type in Nash Markets calculator on your Google and you will find this calculator. So let me show you guys exactly how the calculator works and why this is such a very helpful tool to us. Now, if we look at here, obviously in our top right hand side, we've got account balance. So we'll be realistic and we'll put an account balance that probably anyone that's trading shouldn't have an account balance that's less than this, hopefully. So we'll just put in like a generic account balance and say maybe you've got $250, and that's kind of maybe a good amount for you to start with, or whatever the case is. So you'd put in your account size over there, you'd put in what leverage you're trading at, whether you're trading at 1:500, 1:400, or 1:50, whatever the case is. But more often than not, people, please do set your leverage at 1:500. If you cannot open a position and your leverage is at 1:500, then it does mean that you have too little capital within your account to be able to trade safely. Now, 1:500 leverage, obviously here you're going to put in the percentage that you want to risk. So for example, if you want to risk 2% of your account, you can see that you've put in 2% here, and it is showing you the risk amount in terms of your dollar value. So you can see that you're risking $5 if you choose to risk 2% of your account. There are occasions where maybe you don't want to risk a fixed percentage, but you want to risk a dollar value. Now, if you want to risk a dollar value, for example, you just put in your dollar value here. Let's just say maybe you want to risk $8.50. $8.50, you put that in there, and it shows you that for if you want to risk $8.50, you are risking 3.4% of your account. So for purposes of risk management, you're always 100% aware of your current capital, your leverage, and exactly how much you want to risk, whether it's in terms of percentages or in terms of dollar value. Now we'll go on to our asset class. If you click here, people trade a whole lot of different things, whether you're trading crypto, whether you're trading energies, whether you're trading shares, whether you're trading Forex, indices, metals, or US shares. So obviously more often than not, we're going to be trading Forex. So we'll just click on Forex. Now we'll click then and further specify what instrument are we trading. So let's just say, for example, we're trading AUD USD just because it's right there on the top. What we will do is we then have to choose whether we are buying or selling this currency. So obviously short is for us selling this currency, long is for us buying this currency. Now let's just say maybe, for example, we are buying AUD USD, so we're going long, we would select long. Now the most important part of calculating your risk. Now, what is your stop loss? You guys can see that you've got obviously stop loss in price. So because we're buying, obviously we can see the current price is 71500. So obviously if we wanted to put a price here, we would have to put in 0.71. Maybe our stop loss would be at, let's just say maybe we've got a 30 pip stop loss. So 7120 would be our 30 pip stop loss. We can see that obviously there it's telling us how much in terms of pips we are risking. That is our 30 pips. Now, for example, maybe if we didn't know the exact price that we wanted to set our stop loss at, but we knew that we wanted to risk a specific number of pips. Let's just say maybe we wanted to risk 15 pips on this trade. We can see that if we put 15 here by the stops, by the amount of pips that we want to risk, it will show us exactly at which price our stop loss should be set at. So when you're on your MT4 and you're setting your stop loss price, you know exactly 0.71350. That is where your stop loss should be for you to be risking 15 pips on this trade. Now, obviously, your stop loss, we've got minimum risk to reward ratio of 1:3, so maybe we would be risking or looking to take at least 45 pips out of this trade. Now, finally, what we're going to do is we're going to calculate our position. Now, after we've calculated, you guys can see that this calculator brings up a nice pop-up. It says position size 0.05. Now, it's telling you exactly what lot size you should be using if you want to risk exactly $8.50 exactly at this stop loss price. And obviously, you can see that at this TP price here, you will be making $25.46. It also tells you what's your risk to reward ratio. If your risk to reward ratio is obviously less than 3.0, then obviously your trade or your trading process maybe has a higher win rate. So obviously, if your trading process has a low win rate, then the minimum risk to reward ratio that you should be looking for to be profitable long term is at least 1:3. So what the calculator does is that it makes sure that exactly you are risking within your 15 pip stop loss, you are risking the exact amount at the stop loss price that you planned to lose. You are also getting the lot size that you need to use when you're opening your position to make sure that you are risking the exact amount that you want to risk. So in terms of risk management, guys, this calculator is quite helpful, very helpful, I guess, as well as for me. I use this calculator more often than not. So let's just put my face back on here just so you guys can see that I'm still here, I'm still in the building. And then obviously we'll go back to our um our YouTube, just so that we can double check that you guys are 100% there with us, and as well as that there's nothing else happening in the chat. So let me just double check that there's no new questions here in the chats. I see Zambia in the building. I see great topic for today. I think I caught up with those texts there. I see Forex Brothers is saying nice. Welcome there, Mr. Forex Brothers. Nice to have you, nice to have you, nice to have you. But otherwise, guys, so basically when we're talking about, I guess, just all the platforms that we use, all of the processes that we use this calculator to make sure that we are using the appropriate risk, or that we are taking the risk that we want to take on these pairs. So no, not over risking, obviously always understanding that risk management is paramount. Like if we really want to make money long term within this market, we need to understand the importance of risk management, because we know for a fact the moment you press buy or the moment you press sell, you've automatically put your own capital at risk. Now, we know again that we can't predict the outcome of any trade. Whether that trade is going to be a good trade, whether that trade is going to be a bad trade, whether that trade is going to be a break-even trade, we will never be able to know before the actual result comes. So unfortunately, guys, we are trading this uncertain environment. Is there a mobile version? Yes, there is a mobile version. Just go on your Google and then type in Nash Markets Calculator on your Google, and then you obviously will find a mobile version for this calculator. And best part about the calculator is that it's absolutely free. So it does exactly what you need to do. And obviously for those guys that don't have money to do subscriptions, like Steno was a very good calculator for an app, but obviously now they require you to pay. So if, for example, maybe you were using Steno and you don't have a new replacement for your risk calculator, then definitely Nash Markets is there for you. I see Boitumela saying very, very helpful. Thank you so much. Keep up the awesome work. I appreciate that, Boitumela. Nice to have you in the building. Always awesome to see you guys representing from your sides, from wherever you guys are. It's amazing, guys, because obviously we can't do this alone. We need you guys. Obviously it's part of us being a family, part of us being a community, that you guys are just important as us on this end of the spectrum. So nonetheless, guys, let's continue. What were we talking about? We were talking about basically our processes of entries, forecasting, all of those types of things, and we're basically talking about the tools that we use. Now finally, guys, before we end the session, just to round up, the last tool that we are going to talk about is obviously obviously now going on to news. Now, first of all, I'm going to explain to you guys what do the Forex chasers use news for? Because to kick things off, guys, we do not trade any fundamentals at all. Like you'll find us that yes, we do have these live sessions for 4:30, whatever the case is, but a 4:30 trade is not fundamental news. The 4:30 trade is the New York Stock Exchange open. So obviously, when the stock exchange does open, there's a ton of volatility that does flood the market, and so that volatility is what we are trading. Now, same thing for news. News, on the other hand, has the same effect where there's a ton of volatility that comes in at a specified time, but obviously the cause of that volatility is different. News comes with its own cause. Now, obviously, the cause of our 4:30 trade is just the fact that the New York Stock Exchange is opening. Now, why don't we trade any fundamentals? The main reason why we don't trade any fundamentals is because fundamentals, guys, only gives us one piece of confluence. How we trade at the chases is that we basically are technical based traders. So we rely fundamentally on looking at our chart and making a decision based off our technical analysis or any technical tools that we might have on our charts to be able to make a good decision. But nonetheless, when we are trading news, let's make an example with NFP. NFP is on Friday, NFP comes up, or let's just say NFP is today. NFP comes out today, and the news on NFP maybe says that, okay, let's just say maybe the actual value or last time's prediction was 200,000. The forecast maybe is 205,000, and then you find out that maybe the news actually comes out and the real number of NFP is like maybe 150,000 or something like that. It's less. So all the information that you're basically getting from news is whether something is positive or negative or whatever the case is. So if you think about the amount of confluences that add up for you as a trader, you are only getting one piece of confluence. The only piece of information that you have to work off trading news is whether the news is positive or negative. And obviously you have an opinion. If news is negative, maybe you're selling. If news is positive, maybe you're buying, or maybe it's inverse, or whatever the case is. But let me tell you something, guys, that things in the market, unfortunately, this market that we're trading, 1 plus 1 does not equal 2. The maths of the market itself is not linear. For any reason, it's not linear. 1 plus 1 will never, or rarely equals 2 in the markets. 1 plus 1 can equal 1, 1 plus 1 can equal 3. But sometimes it's like never the case. I can give you guys a very good example. I can give you guys a very good example of what I'm trying to say by things are not linear. So when news gives you like one piece of information and news is negative, you have no guarantee to say that because news is negative, investors and other people that are making decisions will perceive that news as negative and will actually sell into the orders or into the direction that you're looking to trade. Maybe you're looking to sell, maybe you're looking to buy because of the outcome. There's no guarantee to say that yes, news or the reaction from the market participants will coincide with what the news is saying. For example, let me give you guys a very nice example. Okay, cool. I'll just check. I can see there's some questions there in the chats. I'll just check them when I'm done with this example. So, for example, guys, let's just make an example and say that we're getting lit. We're getting lit tonight. We want to go and buy some beer or some whatever, some alcohol. Let's just say some alcohol. So we go to, let's just say, a garage. And because it's late now, the garage is the only place that's open. So this garage sells one bottle of alcohol at 10 rand. Let's just make a nice easy example. Now you might find out that obviously if you're buying two bottles you should pay 20 bucks or whatever the case is. Now the clerk at the store, at the garage where you're buying your alcohol, maybe you might find out that that clerk says maybe you want to buy more than one bottle. So obviously if you want to buy 10 bottles, you're gonna, if you're thinking logically, you're probably going to pay 100 rand because each bottle is 10 rand. But you might find out that maybe the clerk says to you that maybe because it's late, maybe because you are the only customer, you're desperate or whatever the case is, the clerk might tell you that okay, if you're gonna buy 10 bottles, you have to buy, or maybe I'll charge you 120 rand for buying 10 bottles. Reason being because what you want to buy is scarce, or what you want to buy is whatever the case is, he has his own reasons for pushing up the price. Or maybe the clerk can say, okay, cool, since you want to buy 10 bottles of whatever you want to buy, maybe you can just buy a box that comes with 10 inside. And if you're going to buy this box at bulk, maybe you'll pay 90 Rand for this thing. So you can see that you can have so many different outcomes, that 1 plus 1 does not always equal 2. That maybe if you're trying to add a whole lot of different values, sometimes it can be less than what you expected it to be, which is maybe in the case of NFP. If NFP is negative, you might find out that NFP ends up buying. It does the total opposite of what you expect. And sometimes maybe it can be a bit positive, like maybe you're buying 10 but you're paying more than what you would have paid than if you're just buying 1. Just basically, things in the market are not linear. 1 plus 1 does not equal 2. So that's why you can't be sure with the news that when news comes out that this will be the reaction of the news. And I'm sure you guys that are trading news have come across that maybe NFP is negative and you sell, but you end up in a worst trade of your life that blows your account or whatever the case is. And that's just because of the fundamental nature of the market, that things are not linear, that things are very logarithmic, meaning that you can add 1 from here, skip this one, add the next one, get an answer, come back to add the one that you skipped, and then get a new answer, whatever the case is. So things are very much logarithmic and not linear. Maths in the market is not linear. So that's one reason why we don't trade fundamentals, because fundamentals only gives you one piece of confluence, only one thing to make your decision of. When we are trading based off technical analysis, we can add confluences for ourselves. We can say, because we are objectively looking at the chart and deriving our information from whatever the chart is saying, we can then say that, okay, daily is at resistance, 4 hours giving me an ascending structure, 1 hour is giving me a double top at that resistance, 15 minutes has just broken the neckline of that double top and begun to, maybe 5 minutes is giving me an ascending structure into that neckline of the double top. Already we've got like 6 confluences on that trade. My final confluence on this trade is just waiting to see a bearish engulfing candlestick at the break and the retest of the double bottom structure. So do you see how your probabilities for making that decision, there's so much more probabilities? Why? Because you've got a lot more confluences, a lot more reasons as to why this trade should go down as opposed to up, because you've waited for your confluences to stack up, to add up, to do whatever the case is. And obviously, like we said, nothing is linear, everything is logarithmic. That means that not every single double top structure that you trade is going to hit TP. Not every single double top structure that you trade is going to hit stop loss. So obviously, the distribution between your probabilities is random. You won't know which trade is going to win, which trade is going to lose. But if you've back tested and you understand the probabilities of, when I trade a double top structure, I expect to win 3 trades out of every 10, and I'm going to trade those 3 trades with a minimum risk to reward ratio of 1:3. You can understand that even with this system, I can expect such and such outcome over a long period of time. And that's kind of the blessing of us being more technical based than us being fundamentally driven. So that's kind of one of the reasons why we don't trade fundamentals. Now, why or how do we at the Chasers use fundamentals? Only reason we look at news, only thing we use news for, is we use news to know when not to trade. Because we make most of our decisions based off our technical analysis, maybe we've got a beautiful double top structure on Euro USD and it's Friday, the first Friday of the month, and it's, let's just say, because now obviously NFP is at 3:30 now, so let's just say maybe it's 3 o'clock or whatever the case is. Now we know, as Forex chasers, we know not to execute that sell order on that double top on Euro USD at 3 o'clock, because at 3:30 NFP is coming out, and because NFP is coming out, there's going to be new volatility. Remember, we said that both the New York Stock Exchange Open and as well as any news events brings volatility into the market. Why? Because there's a lot of people that are looking at that news and making decisions off the news. So all of those people making decisions introduces volatility into the market. So now we know not to trade our technical structures close to a time where high impact news can ruin the probabilities of what we are trading, because we understand that we can lose 7 trades and win 3 trades of these double top structures on Euro USD. Now, obviously, if we trade just before news, that throws us off our probabilities. We can't expect the same probabilities anymore, because now we've introduced something random into the system, something random like news, because we've already discussed how random news is. That the reaction based off news doesn't always happen based off what the actual values were. Like if NFP was negative, doesn't always mean that the reaction from the NFP news is going to sell all of these dollar based pairs or buy all of these dollar quote pairs. Sometimes it might be the opposite. News is negative, but all of these dollar based pairs are buying, and now you're stuck and now you're in a bad trade. So the only reason we use news is just to know when not to trade, when to keep ourselves safe so that we can still expect the normal probabilities from what we understand how we are trading. So let me go into the chats here and see what you guys are cooking here. I see. Okay, Forex Brothers was asking, is there a mobile version? I think I did cover that. Okay, cool. I see there from Poitimelo. Lighten is in the building, guys. Lighten is in the building. He's saying chasers there. I see Lewis is saying can't find the app on Google Play Store. What was the name again? Awesome lesson right when I needed it. So it's not an application, but it is a web, whatever you want to call it. So I do have it on my phone, but it's kind of like just a web page. So you can obviously save that web page as an icon on your home screen on your device or whatever the case is, but it's a web application. So go on your Google, on your Chrome or your Google or your Safari, whatever you use as a search engine, and search Nash Markets Calculator. And once you've searched Nash Markets Calculator, obviously one of the first links up there should be the link to that calculator. Yeah, so it's not an app on the Google Play Store, it's a web browser, whatever you want to call it. So you don't trade with fundamentals at all? Not at all. Fundamentals are never the reason for me to make a decision, and put money on the table or put risk on the table. Fundamentals are never a reason for me to do that. Only thing fundamentals do is tell me when not to be stupid and add risk on the table because I don't understand what the outcome of that news event could be. That's it. So yes, Reno, I don't trade. I see Karawa's giving us some bangers there. Lighten is saying, if you know what's good for you. Lighten is saying, if you know what's good for you, listen to Tremaine. Your account will grow, grow fat. Yeah, man, Lighten. Okay, I see Forex Brother saying, thanks, brother. This is great, man. I appreciate the fact that you guys are actually getting something from it. I would have really loved for you guys to have been asking questions as well. But I guess maybe I can open for questions at this point in time. We'll kind of make it very random. I think I'll answer whatever questions. Doesn't really have to be specific to what we're talking about today. Just because I'm happy that you guys are finding value from what I'm talking about, but kind of the point of us having a live session is just so that we have that interaction, that I'm always talking about something that's relevant to what you guys want to hear. So I think I'm rounding up right now, and then I guess I'll open it up to any questions. And if there aren't any questions, we'll call it a session, but I think I'll just wait for like maybe 5 minutes and see what questions roll through. I'll just answer your guys' questions. And yeah, let's see what you guys have to say. I think I'll just give it a couple of seconds there. I see it was damn King Wizzy just came late in the building. I was unlucky today. King Wizzy, you came when we're asking for questions, man. We came when you're asking for questions. We are done with the analysis, man. Not analysis, with the session. But you can also find the same session uploaded after this live. The only question remaining is when Forex Chasers will start a Forex University. That's a good question. Hey, there was a time, it was somewhere this year, there was a time where there was a university that we were, I'm not gonna give like details or whatever, but there was a university where we were thinking about actually going to approach them to add this as an actual curriculum that comes with actual what do they call this, credits, that comes with actual credits, like something that you can say that this is where I studied and this was my qualification and this is who taught me. But yeah, I guess just because of the nature of the business itself, we're kind of very slow to make mergers and decisions like that. So I guess maybe sometime in the future, man, maybe sometime in the future. I see Forex Brothers is asking, how do you make a trading plan? So the quickest shortcut that I can give you to formulating a trading plan is to simply trade and observe everything that you are doing, observe your whole process. Go on a demo account and then start to observe what you're doing. For example, I'll give you an example, and it's the same example we gave when we started this live session. So go and think about, okay, cool. Now that I'm about to trade my demo, what am I doing first? First things first, I'm analyzing this market. I need to analyze, I need to know what am I buying and selling. I need to know how to get to that conclusion. So obviously I'm going to be trading pairs first. So your trading plan obviously involves you isolating things that you're going to be doing, like the pairs that you're going to be trading, how you're going to be trading it, all of those things. Then obviously you need to isolate and then go on to the next step. How do I then analyze this market? The markets that I'm going to be trading, how do I analyze that? So now you're going to create a process of analysis and say that this is how I analyze the market. I analyze maybe on the weekends. I also analyze during the day, every day before I trade. So now create processes that govern that aspect of your trading. After you've analyzed, you're going to forecast what you're going to do when it's time to trade. So now you know you need to create a process of forecasting. How do you forecast? What information do you need when you are forecasting? After you forecast, you're going to execute and enter this market. How do you execute? What is your entry criteria? All of those things. Now you know, like, just think about exactly what you do and create a process that governs that aspect of your trading. If ever there was a time where you bought Euro USD and maybe you didn't hold until maybe the price hit stop loss or TP, and you've observed that, okay, cool, that is something within my system that I did based off how I feel and what I was thinking, and it's not a rule that I currently have in my process. Now go and create a rule that governs that decision, so that you're not making a decision based off how you feel and what you think you know, but you are making a decision based off a set of rules that can give you outcomes that you can expect, or that can give you outcomes that you kind of have planned to take. Like maybe you can't expect, maybe if you've back tested double tops and you see that you win 6 out of every 10 trades, if you don't have a rule as to how you're going to take those double tops, you cannot expect that every time you take a double top you win 6 times out of every sorry, someone was just calling me. I just needed to get rid of that. You can't expect the outcome if you are not trading based off those rules that you have back tested. So making a trading plan solely relies on you thinking about what you are doing and then create rules so that whatever it is that you are doing is not being done based off how you feel or what you think you know. Simple as that, dude. It's very much simple as that. I see there. Does Desmond is asking, does the 3.0 offer a trading plan template? Yes, it definitely does, guys. I think what I can do for you guys, maybe just before we round up, let me take you guys through the whole Forex Chasers, like from the beginning, what's involved, what's inside of the course. I think I'll even show you guys and expose what is in the course itself, everything. Let me do that, and then I guess after that we're done with the whole analysis. So let me just go and find out where I can stop my face from being here, and then after I stop my face, first thing that we'll do is we'll go on to the Forex Chasers website. So I'll just show you guys from the back end what the Forex Chasers website looks like. So this is basically the website of, you just go on www.forexchasers.com, and then this is the website where you would purchase if you have not purchased the website. Otherwise, you can just DM me and then I'll sort you out on Instagram or wherever. But nonetheless, I'm gonna log in and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what the 3.0 course looks like, exactly what the Discord looks like, everything. So show you guys that yes, that trading plan that you guys are that Desmond was asking about is here. So this is your student dashboard. Now obviously we do have, like you can see, you can now access all of your course from your mobile device. Get the app now. So we've got an app that obviously if you're using your phone, you can have all of this on your app. So this is your library. You've got your trading plan and journal. So you guys can see there, this is your trading plan, there's your journal. You've got, okay, signals, that's just for the signals, but nonetheless, here's Forex Chasers 3.0. So if you go into your Forex Chasers 3.0, what you will see, there's everything here. This is your dashboard. You're welcome. Welcome to the course, what you're gonna expect, and how to use Kajabi and all of those things, which is the app that we use to host the material. So you guys can see this is what's in module 1 of the course. Module 1 has a couple of videos. Obviously you guys can just see the topics there: introduction, how to use MT4, MT4 on your device, which tools you need, how to get a broker, how to pick the pairs you want to trade, how to spot good entries, how to know if you're going to buy or sell, how to treat Forex as a business, because ultimately that's what it is, some psychology guidelines, and then obviously at the end of module 1 there's an assessment for us to make sure that you know and you understood what you did in module 1. Module 2, the intro, master price action the premium way. So this is the master price action PDF. So we give you this PDF as well because it's a summary of everything that's included in the course, so that even if you do leave the course, you still know exactly what we're doing in the chases. We've got currency characteristics, our candlestick trust patterns, trend identification, support and resistance, higher time frame, lower time frame trends, obviously how we trade these structures here, how to backtest, pattern separation, how to decide on placing your stops and profits. I'm not going to go through all of the topics, but nonetheless you can see module 3 is basically for our indices. So it's our refined strategy just based off our indices. So only for indices, NASDAQ, US 30, whatever other indices, maybe German 30 if you could trade German 30. But nonetheless, our strategy is slightly different for the indices, and module 3 kind of refines and tells you exactly what the indices strategy is. So there you go. Module 4, obviously, this is where we go with the backtesting guidelines, how you're going to create a trading plan, and as well as how to backtest properly. This is a guideline on how you're going to do those things. Then obviously, how do we trade rising and falling wedges, rectangles, whatever, all those things. Module 5 is for the advanced trading, so all of those harmonic structures and whatever else, if you guys, that's your guys' thing. Module 6 is our psychology module. And then obviously after our psychology module, here's your trading plan and journal. So I'm going to show you guys what the trading plan does look like. I'm just going to go into that template. So what you guys would do is obviously just download the trading plan over here, and then once you guys have downloaded the trading plan, then you'd obviously print it and have a nice hard copy for yourself. So I'll just go into this trading plan and just show you guys what it looks like. There you go, Forex Chasers trading plan. The secret of getting started, of getting ahead, is getting started. So you've got here, obviously our trading plan includes knowing yourself. So it's basically like a question and answer, kind of like a trading plan. That's how it's structured. You'll obviously, so the reason why it's kind of like a question and answer is because you would know, like for example, if you don't know that your trading plan needs to include the markets that you are going to trade and the time frames, these questions within your trading plan are going to bring you to the awareness that you need to know exactly which markets you're trading in your trading plan, what you're going to trade. Nonetheless, which tools are you going to use to trade, what broker you're going to use, that's literally all part of your trading platform. I mean your trading plan. You need to know what you're going to do before the market opens, what's your weekly analysis routine, whatever the case is, all of that nice good juicy stuff. You also need to know your process of analysis and forecasting. Nice good juicy stuff. You need to know your risk and money management, and then obviously there's now our specific risk management, which involves results from your back test. There's also your general money management, which is basically kind of just while you're trading, how you're going to manage your cash. There's your exit strategy. There's your trading setups, your trading strategy and setups. Cool. There's what you're gonna do after the market closes, which is like, have you recorded today's trades, which brings you back to journaling and all of those types of things, as you can see here. There's your discipline, and then as well as I think there's just your golden trading rules. So there's your golden trading rules over there, and then as well as your notes, and then I think the last page is a nice daily position journal. So obviously when you're executing your trades, you journal from this page here, so you'll obviously just print a couple of copies of that for yourself. So that's kind of what the trading plan is about. So basically, once you've joined the Forex Chasers 3.0, and then as well as underneath your trading plan, what we've got here is our daily live sessions. So we record all of our morning sessions just in case you missed the session. Then you can still obviously come back and watch the recorded version of the session. And nonetheless, there's our library, which includes all of the Forex Chasers books, as well as books that we think you deserve to read. So like kind of maybe other, I won't even name those books, but other books that obviously do give very helpful information. So nonetheless, let's see people's things. They can't wait to dive in. Thanks for the books. Power away. But nonetheless, let's just show you guys what the Discord server actually looks like. So this is the Discord server here. I'm in Forex Chasers 3.0, as you guys can see here, Elite 3.0 members. So first of all, there's announcements, which is kind of not very necessary. You've got the login over here, so you click login. If you guys want to log into your Forex Chasers dashboard, this is what you would click to come and log in. If you guys want to book a one-on-one session, which obviously we require you to first complete module 1 and 2, so that when you do book a one-on-one session, your questions are very much refined. So you come here, click into one-on-one sessions bookings. Here's Funny Lucky's link over here. So obviously if you want to book a one-on-one session with Funny Lucky, you would click his link. If you want to book a one-on-one session with me, you would click my link. I'm just going to show you an example of how that works. You click my link, obviously it takes you to Calendly. You would then select a one-on-one session. Let's just wait for it to load. There we go. One-on-one session, that's what you want. You click your one-on-one session. Then obviously you see the days that are available. Like for example, for December, the only days that are available right now is the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. Guys, I'm asking you guys nicely. Please don't book me for the 30th because it's just gonna be tough. But guys, okay, let's see who's booked me for the 30th. So if you want to book for the 30th, no one's booked yet. Nice, guys. So for the 30th, guys, please grace me and leave me off if you guys are in the chasers and you want to book for the 30th. Please don't. But anyway, you just click which date you want to book for. For example, maybe if you see like here, if you want to book for the 28th, it'll tell you that there's 4 spots left for a booking at 2 o'clock. For the 29th, 5 spots left, and for the 30th, obviously 5 spots left. So you'd obviously just come here, book a session, confirm, and then you do your things. And then whenever you've booked for, I will avail myself or Mamba will avail himself to make sure that you have your one-on-one session. And obviously your refined questions will be helpful because that's what we want to do. We want to help you with something. We don't want to be in the one-on-one session and then explain to you guys what a trend line is. The purpose of the one-on-one session is after you've understood what a trend line is, come to me and say, Tremaine, I know what a trend line is, but give me a method and a process on how I can use a trend line. This is how I trade. I'm a swing trader. These are the time frames that I'm looking at, but how do I use a trend line in my context, relevant to me as a trader that trades this specific way? That's kind of what we want to do in our one-on-one sessions. We want to help you create processes, and we also want to allow you to be subjective in how you are doing things, because we know that trading is not objective. There's no rule that says this is how it's done. How it's done is when you've created a process that makes sense to you. Obviously, then there's our premium signals. We've sent signals over here. All of the signals that we send, you'll find them here. Thousands of signals, whatever the case is. There we go. Then guidance, what we use guidance for is that every morning, like you guys can see, 11 a.m. today, we've got our morning session, as well as we reminded everyone that we're going live at 1 o'clock. So guidance is basically for all of the sessions, whether it's our morning session or our afternoon session. You'll find the links here. Mentor trade ideas, this is basically where the mentors, you'll find that a lot of the trade ideas or a lot of the analysis that's done in the morning sessions, you'll find that analysis and those trade ideas here, so that you don't forget what we analyze, which directions we're looking to go, what were the reasons. So the mentors do paste their trade ideas over here. So you find, oh, Lisiwa also sent a signal in here, and he said we're killing US30 lock maximum profits but I guess he sent it in the wrong section. But nonetheless, you guys do see what's happening here. Then trade ideas. Trade ideas is obviously for the members themselves to send their trade ideas. Everybody looks like they've been killing it here. Some beautiful trade ideas, good setups. So you guys get the opportunity to learn from other people that are learning the exact same thing as you. So if, for example, maybe you're trading Euro USD, you can come here and see what other people that are also trading Euro USD, there's some Euro USD. You can see what other people that are looking at Euro USD are looking at. So you kind of get to learn from other people's mistakes. You're also learning from other people's successes. So you don't have to make a mistake for you to learn not to do that again. You can watch someone else maybe making that mistake on their own, and you learn from other people as well. Hey, for those in the Zoom, this is the summary. Hey, you guys are busy teasing me here. Lighten, it's you, man. You're busy teasing me here in the group. Hey, Lighten. Now, guys, I was throwing a hell of a lot in this morning session, lol, the recap. I was looking at that. I was wondering if someone gave him that drawing, if he could decipher what it is. No, not the funniest thing is that it was making sense while he was explaining. Yeah, that's the thing about my drawings, guys. My drawings make a lot of sense if you're watching it and listening to it as well. But if you are not watching it and listening to it, then you will find this and you won't know what the hell was going on here. But anyway, good session this morning, guys. Good session. So trade ideas is just for that. Discussions group is also for the members to discuss what they need to discuss and also ask questions, whatever the case is. Off topic is just for that, guys. It's for off topic. It's for off topic. Anything that's not to do with trading, this is where it happens. So you guys can find your lucky match, a nice woman, a nice man for yourself here in off topic. And then guys, there's our group call server. So if you guys want to join a group call, we all jump on the group call, we all make noise, we all talk, we have a good time. Then obviously there's our tools in the 3.0 server, which is the calculator that we spoke about is one of the tools. TradingView is also one of the tools. And then as well as investing.com, which we use to keep up to date with the news and know when not to trade. If you want to cancel your subscription, you come here to member cancellation, and there's obviously a process for how you're going to cancel your subscription or whatever the case is. Let's just see here. That was the old one. Just go to your Kajabi settings, billings, and then you cancel your subscription. Done and dusted. If you're not with a broker, here are the brokers that we do recommend, which is Veracity. You just come click here, click the link, and then obviously IC Markets, you come here, click the link. So just up to your own personal discretion. And that's about basically what our 3.0 course looks like, and as well as the Discord server. So everything is basically in this one server. You want to book a session, it's here. You want signals, it's here. You want some guidance or the session links, it's here. You want mentors trade ideas, it's here. You want the community groups, it's here. 3 different community groups. You want to speak to a mentor verbally, it's here. Group call is here. Otherwise, that's our server, guys. That's our 3.0 server. Let me go back here and see what you guys are doing. Let me just make sure that I put my face back on the screen. And then obviously, oh, I moved away my light. So anyway, let me put my light back because I can see that, hey, it's happening here. And then obviously, let's just go back to YouTube. See if any of you guys have some stuff there in the chat. Okay, I see Desmond was asking, does 3.0 offer a trading plan example? So I took you guys through that and I showed you exactly what's there. Guys, within the 3.0, the point of us actually having the 3.0 is that we want to equip you as a trader with everything that you need. We don't want you after 5 years or after however long to still be dependent on us. That's why we have these live sessions to explain to you guys what are the reasons why we're looking for a certain trade. That even when you're taking a signal, you're not just blindly buying and selling Euro USD because I'm saying buy Euro USD or sell Euro USD. You also have an understanding as to what was the explanation, why am I actually buying, why am I actually selling this pair, or whatever the case is. How long did it take from the time we analyzed this pair for this pair to get into our zone of interest, for this pair to give us our confirmation candlestick, whatever. Those are the type of things that we want to gift you guys with. We want to gift you guys with observing the whole process from inside, observing what it really takes to become a profitable trader. And we want to give you all of that so that when you do leave us, you're not still reliant on us, you're not reliant on the group. We want to equip you with whatever you need to be able to do this on your own. Otherwise, guys, let me just read the last few questions and then we're calling it a session. I see Saloto Club is asking, were you consistent trading currencies? Which were your specialties on these currency pairs? So if you guys can see, I'm just gonna come over here to my trading view. If you guys can see, this is my trading view over here. You guys will see my face on the side, on the left, but you guys obviously will see what's on my screen on the right hand side. These are the pairs, or this is my watch list. You'll just see when it loads in 3, 2, 1. There we go. So here's my watch list, guys. You guys can see that in terms of currencies, I only mainly trade currency pairs. So Aussie CAD, Aussie Swiss franc, AJ, AU, Swiss yen, New Zealand dollar CAD, New Zealand dollar JPY, USD ZAR are the currency pairs that I trade. The only indice that I look at and trade is US 30, and that's also because we trade that pair at 4:30. So I also just need to follow up, do analysis or whatever the case is. But this is my circle of competence. This is what I've been doing for the longest of time. This is what I will keep doing for the longest of time because I've spent so much time. It makes no sense for me to spend my whole 4 years of my trading career being introduced to currency pairs, learning about them, getting comfortable with them, and then all of a sudden seeing, oh, so and so is making money on Nasdaq, so and so is making money on VIX 75, and then now I want to go and be a beginner again on those things. It makes no sense to me. So this is what I've been doing for the longest of time. I'm very comfortable with my currency pairs, guys. I kill my currency pairs because I've traded like these pairs that you guys see on my watch list. I've traded those pairs every single day this whole year. There has not been any other pair besides these pairs that I've traded this whole year. Not even once that I ever execute on Nasdaq. Not even once that I ever execute on GJ, because it's not what I trade. This is what I trade. This is what I know. This is what I'm competent at. So that's kind of what I do. You'll even see my signals that I send in the 3.0. Every signal that I've sent this whole year has been one of these pairs. Either the currencies or the industry that's there. So kind of that's what I do. I'm very much into my my currencies. So yeah, that's my specialty. I see there's Salato Club. So I see there, let me go to Shimi Alpan. I see, would you advise people who are working full-time Monday to Friday to purchase the 3.0 course? I'm asking, wait, let me just, I'm asking in regards for the daily live sessions. So yes, you can still do that, because remember that the daily live sessions are recorded. The morning sessions are recorded, while afternoon sessions are only recorded on Monday and Wednesday. But the morning sessions are recorded every single day, so you can still follow up. The point being is that you still want to be able to observe the processes, because the reason of the morning session is so that we can walk you guys through the analysis. Remember that the course is teaching you concepts, is teaching you processes, is teaching you all of this stuff, but now the practical on how to, because learning the theory from the course is one thing, but actually doing it is another thing. And that's why we've got these live sessions, so that we show you guys what you are learning and how it is used. Not just that we teach you that's a trend line, that's how you plot it. Now we are showing you in the live sessions, how do we actually use this on a daily basis? How do we analyze? What's our process? What's all of that nice good stuff? So that's what the live sessions are for, and they are recorded. So it's not like a thing of you can't learn, because remember, you've got a whole lot of live sessions that even after you've done your course and all of that good stuff, you can still go and watch the live sessions just to see, okay, on this day, this is how this guy found this rising wedge and ended up finding a trade on this rising wedge. Or this is how this guy did top-down analysis and came to the conclusion that he's going to sell this pair or buy this pair, or whatever the case is. So yeah, um I guess even if you're working, no matter what, if you're working a 9 to 5, obviously the only difference would then be what type of a trader you are. You can't be a scalper working a 9 to 5. It makes a lot more sense for you to be a swing trader, because you don't need to look at the charts as often. You see, so those types of things are processes that we'll obviously discuss when we're having a one-on-one session. We'll give you a process and help you out with a way that suits your personality, that suits what you're used to, that suits what you're comfortable doing. And that's how it is. That's how it is. I see there Moses is saying, yo, great work. Guys, I think I'm 100% through with the session. I think I've gone through all of the questions that I have now currently in the chats, and as well as all the stuff that all of the questions, yeah, and as well as all of the things that I felt were relevant for me to go through today. Otherwise, guys, you know what it is. It's Tremaine, it's Tremaine, it's Tremaine, it's Tremaine, it's Tremaine, guys. So otherwise, let me plug myself, guys. If you guys want to DM me directly or contact me or whatever the case is, please do follow me on Instagram at t_main.sa, or just search T Main, Mayne, and you'll probably find me on Instagram. You guys can DM me there if you guys want the link to purchase, or if you guys want to ask a question, or if you guys just want to join the live sessions that I have on Instagram or whatever the case is, because there I'm free. I get to talk about whatever I want to talk about. We speak about the in-depths of the market, guys. We go deep. We go deep. But we're not here for that anyway. We're not here for that, but we go deep. But nonetheless, guys, you guys can follow me on Instagram if you want to, T_main. Otherwise, Forex Chasers YouTube channel, guys, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. All the YouTube channels, all the everything, do the things to be done, guys. Don't leave it to someone to tell you to do the things to be done. Do it for yourself, and obviously do it for wherever you see yourself going in the future. So, guys, thank you so much, guys. Let there be peace in the streets. Let our brothers and sisters be safe, guys.